Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakak double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone, and shout out to all the Akim pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Alright, this video is going to be another video on RFID technology. I'm just going to keep that spirit going just as long as these articles keep coming out or I find them. Alright, so I stumbled upon this article right here from NFC World. It says this year's Golden Globes have embedded NFC chips that ensure their authenticity. And it's a lot of it, but I'm just going to read the pointers on this one. Here in this paragraph it says, the redesigned Golden Globes are longer, leaner, and more golden. A spectacular 24-karat gold plate design, retaining the heritage and history of the previous iconic Golden Globes, with wrapped film-stripped accolades enhanced by modern touches. And those modern touches, I'm going to go into it right here. The most innovative aspect of this new award is the addition of an NFC component. In each award, which will showcase such information as the name of the winner, the category of the year it was bestowed upon them, ensuring each award is unique and authentic. Alright, it says right here, coupled with paragraph says, coupled with an exclusive mobile app, the trophy winners were able to tap their award trophies on their phones to display their achievements. So because this happened like a few weeks ago for the Golden Globes Awards, Glenn Close, Rami Malek, Christian Bale, and all these other people, they're gonna get this Golden Globe chip, and they're gonna show it on their phone. It's gonna show them the category they won, what year they won, what movie they were in, all that stuff. And it's basically because they're trying to push that chip onto people to make it seem cool. Like, oh look, Christian Bale's got this cool toy. You put it on your phone and it shows you all this crazy stuff. And pretty soon everything's gonna get a chip, because that's the elite's plans. Is one, they're gonna chip everybody, and two, they're gonna chip everything. Here's an old article. It says Japan convenience stores to cut out workers scan entire baskets. So it's like we already have these automated scanners, but you just have to leave the store with a banana basically, and it charges you. I'm gonna read this paragraph right here. Chips or radio frequency identification tags that can compute all items simultaneously are to be used at 7-Eleven, Family Mart, mini stop stores, where they will be in active use in major cities by 2018, according to the report. The computer kiosks that scan the ultra-thin RFID tags cost between $9,000 and $18,000. Yeah, so I know some of the brothers already made videos on some of these convenience stores, how it's very automated. Like, you just walk in there and pick up what you want and leave. I'm gonna read this precept right here. This is Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. Yeah, so this multitude, because this elect, we're only dealing with a small number of people in the world, and the masses, they're over there, they're gonna follow what the elites are gonna tell them to do. They're gonna accept the chip willingly, some of them unwillingly, but once they're gonna be presented with the options, or if their kids are gonna die, they're for sure gonna take that chip. And they're, in this precept says, they're just following a multitude to do evil. Yeah, and here at Great Millstone, we're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to follow what the world does. And there's another article right here that I was going to bring up. It's RFID brings visibility to hummingbirds at UC Davis. So the date is January 16, 2019. Researchers at the University of California, Davis are collecting data regarding feeder visitations by hummingbirds with the help of RFID readers stationed at the bird feeders. And the gigahertz, the kilohertz or whatever, LF RFID tags embedded in the back of small pollinators. By identifying when specific birds visit particular feeders, and in the company of which other birds, the researchers are gaining an understanding of the contact activity and network of hummingbirds at feeders, and how it might relate to disease transmission. I think he was doing this. Alright, it says right here, traditionally hummingbirds, some of the world's smallest birds, have been tracked via leg bands, but those can require that the bird first be captured, with a net so researchers can physically examine the band. This makes RFID a good alternative, the team explains. Yeah, so one thing I'm just gonna say is you're not supposed to be numbering these birds like that. Like just let them do what they're doing. Before when they were like tracking them, they would catch them with the net and then put a little plastic band on them, and then when they'd have to catch them again, they'd do the whole process again. And so this avenue of approach with RFID, they're just like, oh look, now you only have to catch them one time. Isn't that good? Well, shouldn't it be good that you're not catching them at all? All right, so I'm just going to continue reading. The study conducted by UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine and the university's epicenter of disease dynamics. And these people aren't for helping the humanity from diseases. If anything, they're over there finding more diseases and then containing them so that they can release those. Is not the first use of RFID to track hummingbirds, says Lisa. So this epicenter for disease dynamics, they go to the school and they're saying like, oh yeah, you guys are late to the party because we've been doing this. So there's a whole gang of birds out there with chips. I'm just gonna scan the paragraph, see what I should read. This paragraph right here just goes into the RFID technology, which more than likely we already know how it works. They put it in you and it scans it wirelessly. Alright, so I'm going to read this paragraph. Attaching the tag non-invasively has been challenging for researchers in earlier studies, Tell says. They have tried adhering the tags to the bird's back via eyelash glue, as well as inserting them under the skin and then sealing the skin with glue. However, the glue can be hazardous for hummingbirds if any trace gets onto the animal's wings. Therefore, at UC Davis, researchers embedded the tag under the bird's skin or in the dorsal area, then closed the insertion via a single stitch. The team tagged 230 birds of two species, Anna's hummingbirds and Allen's hummingbirds, in this way. All right, so this paragraph right here basically says that they're noticing that these birds they're going there at overnight, all that stuff, and it's mostly males that they gang up together and drink all this the nectar, and the females are at home basically. That's what they found out in this article. All right, it says right here, in the future, the team would like to find what calls a consumer affordable, lower cost reader so that the units can be installed and generate numbers, even in backyard feeders, to enable individuals to track the activities of hummingbirds in their own backyard. And so right here, there's the person who's writing this article is a Moabite, and what I just read there is basically these Edomites are trying to make you drink of that wine. So I'll pull this precept out in Revelations 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Yeah, so Esau's gonna come here with this weird wine, and he's gonna start giving it to all the other nations. Just say, if you drink this, you're gonna join the club. You're gonna be okay if you do this. Like Esau would rather have this Moabite go and inject little chips inside these hummingbirds than to do whatever she does in the world. And it says right here, approximately 61% of the birds tagged were detected in the system based on an RFID reader at the feeder. The others may have moved on to a feed in another location, Tell explained. She says the group hopes for partnership with RFID technology providers or consultants to help them modify and enhance the capabilities of an RFID system for the hummingbirds. And I can just tell you right off the bat, one is they want everybody to start doing this, as if it's like a thing that kids are just like, hey, they're gonna go out and catch hummingbirds and inject them with chips. And two, they're gonna enhance the abilities of the RFID reader. So as they're just gonna pump it up with more electricity. All right, so I'm gonna read these precepts in Isaiah 47 and 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment of one day: the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Yeah, because this unheard of thing of just trying to like find out what bird does what. Because if you read that article, they mostly found out this information was an overnight thing, because like hummingbirds are really active at nighttime. That's a vain sorcery. Just let those birds do what they're doing. You have no reason to stick your nose in their business. All right, this is verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Oh, so like I read ahead. I'll read this in verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. Yeah, and this thing is very perverted. Just the whole thing of chipping in general, that's a very perverted thing. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am none, and none else beside me. No, it's like, I am, and none else beside me. I'm going to read this on 11 again. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it had risen, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So you better believe that what this Moabites doing, what the Edomites are doing, and what any kid that does this in the future, they're gonna get judged heavily, because that's hummingbirds are one of the Most High's creations, and they have a specific job on this world. We may not know particularly because us personally, we haven't chipped them and tracked them all day and found out what they do, but it's the Most High's creations. All right, and this is Isaiah 14 and 8. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come upon us. Yeah, so like the birds are going to be happy when the Edomites are exterminated. Once the kingdom happens on the earth, even the trees are going to be happy. And this is Job 30 and 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision. Those fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yeah, so you wouldn't want Edomites to be with your dogs, or even the birds that just fly in your backyard, because they're just they're vile, they're wicked. Because the only things that are coming in their mind is doing some crazy shit. All right, so that's the end of this video. Hopefully it's satisfying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakakwadash, and Shalom Akim.